Some Devils. J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. Questions we're going over today are on the video entitled 3 weeks ago, greatest black slash death metal band of all time, goddammit. Didn't we establish it's fucking God the Throne, goddammit? At least in my book it is. Anyway, scrolling the first question marks I see from Goat Man, goddammit. Hey J-Dog, what's the most disappointing release you've heard? Question mark. Could relate to any aspect. Most disappointing release. There's been a lot of shit that's been disappointing in one way or another over the years. I don't know what the most disappointing is going to fucking be. I mean, as a young kid, Metallica Load, I remember that being hella fucking disappointing. Let's go with something a little fucking better than that. You know what? As a whole, I remember generally being disappointed with a lot of the Blood Harvest bands in the early years. Let's say probably around 2006 to 2008, somewhere in that era. He was putting out a lot of bands where I liked their 7 inches and or demos. Two that are popping right in my mind was the band Lethal. I liked their 7 inch rock. It's been a while. I gotta bust that out and spin it again. Still own it, of course. I liked the 7 inch a lot. Then they did the full length, and I think I have the LP version of it too. I was like, man, it's nowhere near as good. I was definitely disappointed. If I remember correctly, the triggers on it sounded like shit, and I just remember just not being as good. I have to go back and listen to both. I definitely own the 7 inch because I remember liking that a lot. I think I kept the LP. Did I? Would it be right over there? Let me check my L section real quick in case you don't fucking know about metal people. Ain't talking about goddamn. Let's see if I kept the LP. Yeah, sure fucking did. I'll put it back on the player. Maybe it'll be a banger, but this is the band. I think it's from Sweden, or at least maybe I'm just thinking Sweden because Blood Harvest is. But this is the fucking band. So I remember I didn't hate I kept it, so I didn't think it sucked, but I remember being disappointed by this album. But I liked the 7 inch prior to this. What year did this come out? Did this fucking guy put the goddamn year? So 2007, the spine says. So the 7 inch was probably 2005, 2006. Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember loving the 7 inch. Man, keep putting it in the sleeve. I was gonna say no insert. What the fuck? I'm gonna respin this. Goddamn it! Might do that fucking today actually. Put it in her sleeve. But I gotta bust out the 7 inch. But I remember being disappointed by this record in comparison to the 7 inch. But Blood Harvest again, there was a few bands I remember, but I remember the two that are coming right to my mind was this Lethal and also the band that I wouldn't say blew up, but kind of blew up was the band Necrovation. They had two 7 inches. One was their own 7 inch, full length 7 inch, I think 4 songs around the same time frame too, 06 ish. And then they did a split 7 inch with Corrupt. I liked both 7 inch a lot, and then when the debuted album came out, I'm pretty sure Blood Harvest did the LP. I wonder if I still have that too. Is that over there? Ends are over there on that wall, run over there. I think I might have. I'm curious if I kept that fucking LP of the debut because I don't think I picked up the second album. Did they make it to a bigger label? Like, did they make it to Central Media, or am I thinking of Miasmal? Because that was another band I remember liking fucking like the 7 inch, and then go down. Except when Necrovation came out with the album, first full length, I didn't think it sucked. I just thought it's kind of boring because the 7 inches I really liked. So I remember being disappointed on that. Now, granted, I'm not saying it sucks, and I know some people are like, dude, that Necrovation debut was fantastic. That's fine. I'm just saying I was just disappointed. I loved the 7 inches, and it just didn't hold up for me as well. Look, and then I'll re-listen to that again too. It's been a while. I'm almost because I thought it was decent, so I don't think I definitely had to cut the LP, and I'm pretty sure it's Blood Harvest that did it. Those are popping in my mind. Oh, I remember Atomizer. What is the album? Hell's put it out. I didn't think it sucked. It was after the double 7 inch. It was after the only weapon of choice, which is my favorite. There was the double 10 inch, I believe, which we did CDs of as well. We did a double 10 inch picture disc CD. I think that was the next thing in line. I think it was the last thing they did. And what was it called? Fuck, I forget the title of it. I didn't hate it, but I was definitely disappointed. I was like, this isn't as good as the double 7 inch picture disc. And it's definitely not as good as the only weapon of choice. So I was definitely I didn't think it at first. Actually, I did think it sucked, but after a couple listens, I'm like, it's okay. But definitely, I was definitely disappointed by that. I was hoping for like, okay, their next full length in line after Only Weapon. Let's go with Only Weapon Part Two, just as good if not better. Kind of like I imagine it was like what a lot of people felt like they were there back in the '80s when they picked up Slayer, Rain and Blood, and they're like, holy fuck, it can't get any better than this. That's what a lot of people were saying at the time when it came out. Even Dawn of the Dead said that. And then when fucking uh when Rain and Blood, yeah, that's what they're saying for. What did I say? But did I say Rain and Blood? That's what I meant. Rain and Blood, holy fuck, can't get any better than this. But then when South of Heaven came out, what the fuck? This is tame and boring. That's exactly mine. I wasn't there at the time Grant was alive, but I was in the metal goddamn scene. I was in fucking diapers pretty much. I don't think about pretty much. I think it was. Um, it's just that's why I don't really like South. It's got a couple songs on there I like. It's like tame and boring comparison. I'd imagine that's what a lot of the guys thought. Like they're like, dude, another Rain and Blood. Fuck yeah, just as good, if not, let's top it. And then they get this boring ass fucking way fucking scaled down fucking turd in comparison. Granted, it's not a shitty metal record, but in comparison to Rain and Blood, it's like this is fucking tame and lame. That's how I felt with Atomizer. I forget what is the goddamn name. It's on the fucking tip of my tongue, goddamn it. But we put it out, and again, I don't sales pitch over here, goddamn. That's long out of print too. Just tell you like it is, goddamn it. Got to be honest, not an album or anything, but it disappoints. I mean, the new Merciful Fate song. What was it called? Cross of was it a Cross of something? Whatever. The 90-minute new goddamn song that they played live. I was definitely disappointed. It's like this kind of. I'm not going to go as far as saying sucks, but it just seemed like a pointless, unneeded song where you're like 3 minutes to kick in for anything to happen, and you're like, I'm not feeling this. It's not doing anything. Again, it's not like shut this off. This is trash. It's just more elevator metal, which is a fucking coin J Dogs. I've been saying elevator metal for fucking years. I said it as through the company. I think I first said it to Chase, and he was laughing. I was, Chase or Craig, I first said it to. Maybe it was Craig describing some of the metal that comes out and stuff like that. I'm like, it doesn't suck. It's just elevator metal. I think it's crazy. Like, what the fuck's elevator metal? I'm like, just imagine, when you're in an elevator and they're playing music, it's nothing you're paying attention to. It's just to break the silence. Start busting out laughing. It's like, so what it is, man. It just breaks the silence. You're not paying attention. It's not moving you. It's not doing anything for you. That's what I thought the new Merciful Fate track was, elevator metal. So I was definitely disappointed by that. Now, don't get me wrong. When the full length album comes out, I'm definitely checking it out. No question about it. I'm going to assume there's going to be at least a couple good songs. Hell, maybe all the rest of the songs will be good. Because, and I was kind of surprised that it was that elevator metal because the new, if you want to call it new anymore at this point, King Diamond song, The Masquerade of Madness, that came out in 2019, the single, I thought that was fucking great. I loved it. I listened to that song probably about a dozen times now in totality on YouTube, just playing over, so I know it pretty well. You know what I mean? I thought that was great. But then the Fate, and as a whole, I generally liked Merciful Fate more than I like King Diamond. But the new Fate song, that's not there's no Athnar over here, goddamn it. You know me, I love those Fate '90s albums. 9, Dead Again, Into the Unknown, In the Shadows, Time. Those are fucking bangers. There's a couple songs here and there. Dead Time on fucking Into the Unknown. I think that song pretty much blows chunks. The title track Into the Unknown, it starts off banger, but it's got some blows chunks parts. Everything on 9 I like. I mean, the title track 9 is not the best song in the world, but I do like it. Dead Again, not a dud on there. The title track Dead Again, a little bit dragged out. I understand they're trying to go for Satan's Fall Part 2. That was their goal. Don't think it succeeded for them, but I understand what they're going for. But I do like the song. In the Shadows, I like everything. Time, I like everything. Yeah. So other than kind of like 1.8 songs, the '90s albums, I fucking liked goddamn everything. So that was definitely a letdown. Yeah, there's a few examples for you, goddammit. I'm not going to say those are the most biggest letdowns ever, but that's definitely some of them. It's definitely ones that come to my mind. That's right. Just going raw dog on the questions. Wicked Devil ? King Devil. King Devil. I like it. Lord of the inverted forearm crucifix. Got that right. God damn it. What are some of your favorite bands from France? I just heard Hell Militia's new album, Hollow Void. Never even heard of Hollow Void this morning. Damn, recommended. Cheers, brah. Favorite bands from France. Well, this is not premeditated, so I don't know what my favorites would fucking be. I'll tell you shit that just when I think of France, what's popping in my mind that I like, because I don't like fucking mutilation, and that's from goddamn fucking France. But I do like mutilated, goddamn it. Psychodeath Lunatics. This is the bootleg LP's called. I think that's what the demo's called. The two demos, 86, 87, and the unreleased EP, fucking phenomenal. Showed it on this goddamn channel. Definitely love that. So Mutilated from France. Skeletal from France. On Hell's Headbangers, goddamn it. But I specifically, that was my idea to sign them because I loved their EPs and demos. So we did their two full lengths. So Skeletal. Massacre. I like the second album better than the first one. What is it? Signs of the Decline, or is that the first one? Yeah, Enjoy the Signs of the Decline is the one I like the most. But Enjoy the Violence is good too. And then there's with the demo LP, I believe. But Massacre, that was a band I liked from France. Who the fuck am I forgetting? That's popping right in my mind. I like the heavy metal band Sortilege. They were good from the 80s. I like them. I own the disc, I believe, Blood Heroes. And actually, Hell's got the I never heard it, and then we got them in. There's two versions: the French version, the American version of the CD. I think it was it High Roller Records? I don't think it was High Roller Records. Maybe it was High Roller Records. I forget to put it out, but we got them in. Which is the demo, 82 demo, and there's like two versions: one with English vocals and French vocals. Maybe I think it's the demo and EP. But there's one anyway. Well, half it's got in French, half it's in English. I think we still have those in stock. Just put it on there. That's good. Just good old school, old fucking heavy metal. That's a little more obscure. I thoroughly did enjoy that. Um, I picked that up because all I had was the Blood Heroes disc on it. So one of those really half-ass fucking reissues that did like I think it's the same label that did like Satan and what other bigger band, heavy metal bands. I think they did the Sodom and Destructions, where you literally flip it over. It's just an advertisement. You got the cover. The panels is an advertisement. You open it up, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to see some badass photos. Going to be jamming out to them lyrics, goddamn it. You open up, it's more advertisement. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Where's the lyrics? This has nothing to do with the band. That's my sortilege, Blood of Heroes, Blood Heroes. Um, that's a good heavy metal record. They're from France. I'm sure there's a ton of bands I'm forgetting, but as far as, and I don't know who'd be my favorite band from France. Yeah, forgetting a bunch, but there's definitely been that's just popping in my mind when you say fucking France. So if I think of more while this is going, I will shout them the fuck on out. Ian Strawface, question marks, J-Dog, curious on your thoughts on the so-called new wave of American death metal. Bands like Undeath, 200 Stab Wounds, Gatecreeper, Frozen Soul, Creeping Death, Sanguizio Bog, etc. So is that's what that's considered? It's called new wave of American death metal, or the so-called. I um I don't have a problem with any of those bands. I know some people do. It's just when I see them, I'm definitely, for better or worse, the old guy now, where I'm like, this sounds pretty good, but I was like, I prefer my oldies. I prefer my goddamn Exhumed. I prefer my Hemorrhage. I prefer my Sinister. I prefer my Gorephobia Morbidius Pathology demo. I prefer Mortician, Immolation, the Cannibal Corpse, Baphomet, the Dead Shall Inherit, Repulsion. You know what I mean? When we're talking strictly death metal, Sadistic Intense. You know what I mean? Christian, Rebellion, Abhorrence Brazil. I prefer all that shit, the stuff like you grew up on. So I'm just in that category. That's what I got into. Gorefest, Mind Loss. I think all that shit blows all those bands away. But that could be just the old guy in me. And I said it on this channel, but I think Athnar worded it even best, put in better words. Whatever you heard at age 13 and in that area, age 13, 14, 15, is what's going to you're going to identify with the most. Whether it was the cold chambers or whatever. Like, let's say somebody they got into cold chambers and then they eventually did get into goddamn Marduk and just harder shit, Profanatica, et cetera, et cetera. They're gonna still always really like the cold chamber because that's what got them into music. You know what I mean? And that's fine. But those were the bands that got me into music. You know what I mean? And what I was listening to very, very early on. I mean, at age 13, I was literally at the death show. I was already listening to Carcass. I was listening to Mortician, Cannibal Corpse. So of course I'm gonna like. I mean, it's to say 14. I was at the Mortician show. That I'm already. So I picked up the Skinless album, first album that was out, only one out. So I like Skinless Progression Towards Evil. I think that's better than all those bands you mentioned. But again, it's a little bit of an unfair bias. Is it better? I don't know. To me, it is. But I recognize that I fall in that category, and I recognize it very hard because I specifically remember being excited about all some of this stuff that was new. Exhumed Gore Metal is a very prime example. Exhumed Gore Metal, Exhumed Slaughter Cult, Severe Torture, Feasting on Blood, Centurions, like A Purest Fire, Cores on a Chaos God, stuff like that around the era when I'm in the very early teenage years. So those albums were new or like 2, 3 years old, right? New or 2, 3 years old. They're newish. And asking guys, specifically like Kanye and shit, like, hey, I'm like, what do you think of these? It's okay. I'm like, Exhumed Gore Metal's okay? I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, bro. I was like, this guy's fucking snorting meth. Like, how the fuck are you got dead brain cells, brah. There's no fucking way that's ant. But then when you're talking and have more conversations, oh, I grew up on Creator demos and Sadist and Sodom, and I was writing Blood Feast and writing Carcass, writing Terrorizer and shit like that. This is John the Dead saying this shit too. Just though that Dwaniacs and then shit like that talking to them, it's adding up. Well, that's what they grew up on. And my Exhumes, my Centurion Severe Tortures, that was what now is the Sanguizio Bogs and Frozen Souls and stuff to me. They heard it. They heard gore metal shit. They thought, yeah, it's decent fucking metal, but whatever. I heard Carcass. I heard General Surgery Necrology, which kind of like, what do I need this for? I disagree with that statement, but I get it now, and that's where I am, and I think that's where a lot of you guys that are around my age, and then but listen, it's probably around the same age as I started to. I think that's where you are, and it's not because our shit's better and theirs is worse. But I'm glad. I mean, let's keep it like it is. I mean, if it gets the younger generation into music, and then maybe they'll go back to the old, it at least keeps metal music and extreme music alive. If no new bands come along, it's going to eventually die off. Do you want that? Or you just want a fucking Snoop Doggy Dogg, goddamn fucking pink panty wearing fucking society? Dude, I'm telling you right now, every time I look at this goddamn stupid ass world I don't fucking understand, it reminds me more and more of a movie I'm a big fan of. Grew up as a kid loving it, goddamn. I can't go along with Sly, right? Demolition Man. He's in the future and everybody's a fucking tampon fucking pink panty wearing pussy boy, right? Obviously, that was doing it. We're not quite there yet. That's to an absolute extreme. You get a ticket from swearing, right? But dude, that's what this society reminds me of. You guys are all guys and girls, just a bunch of fucking pussies, charming, soft fucking pansies, offended by everything. Just a bunch of little wimps running around. That's what it fucking reminds me of. So yeah, let's keep some fucking oomph going, and that's oomph and fucking non-pussiness is what extreme metal music represents. It really does. I mean, what do people think it is? Creed, Hootie and the fucking Blowfish, all this mainstream fucking garbage. It's all pussy shit, bro. That's pussy shit, brah. Hard shit is the goddamn metal scene. Who doesn't fucking know this? I know even if like hardcore, that's hardcore music is can be a little has some toughness. Punk, some of the stuff has some toughness. A lot of it's kind of just sing along, some of which I like. But I like, for example, is the Misfits hard? And again, Misfits is my favorite punk band. Misfits is one of my favorite bands, period. And that's a tall statement because metal is definitely my forte. But Misfits, I just love the Misfits. I can listen to Misfits every day. But I don't consider that shit hard. That's kind of sing along. You can play it for mom. I fully admit it, but I think it's great. But I mean, gore metal, that's fucking hard, goddammit. You know what I mean? That's got testicles. But does fucking Misfits? I mean, I don't think so, to be honest with you. It's fucking great, but so yeah, if you want to keep toughness around and fucking manhood around, fucking you got to have death metal and shit. And again, and actually, fuck it, and I think because I was gonna just check it out the shop, but it might have been sold out. I was gonna specifically check out Frozen Soul. I will say that when they played, who did they play with? Was it when they opened up? I think they opened up for Napalm Death. Is that what it was with? I think it was for Napalm Death. My conclusion was, I was like, God damn it, that lingo on the fucking Fat Boy Singer's gotta fucking go. His lingo is horrifically bad. But musically, I loved how the bass sounded. Now, it could have been just the venue, I don't know. And their songs were memorable and catchy at the show. And keep in mind, I never listened to the fucking albums. I'm like, it sounded like fucking Bolt Thrower mixed with, who did that conclude? Maybe Left Hand Path? Bolt Thrower with, I want to say a Swedish band, but somebody, I forget it, but I remember definitely Bolt Thrower was definitely in there. And I was just thinking, and even the singer, even though his lingo was terrible, I liked his vocals too. I was like, from a musical standpoint, I was like, I got to check it out. Kind of forgot. I was like, when I go back to the shop, we had both albums at a time, and they were kind of flying out the door, restocked. I figured we had some more left in. And I think we are sold out now. But whatever, I could just YouTube it, but I was gonna like, well, we had them in stock. I was gonna put the whole goddamn thing on. Well, let's kill two birds with one stone. While taking care of you guys' fucking devil's orders and shit. Put on some Frozen Sou in the background because, like I said, live the actual music itself, I have to admit, I mean, the push-ups and the pin shit, yeah, that was all fucking canoe as fuck and annoying, and it was definitely a bunch of goddamn 12-year-olds fucking just getting into them and shit. Whatever, I'd rather get them get into that than fucking sissy shit. Um, from a musical standpoint, put a blindfold on me and earplugs in between songs. I kind of liked it, to be honest with you. I thought they were pretty. I thought they were pretty enjoyable. Now, I may be on record. It might be like the Chasm, because I remember when I first saw the Chasm, I'm like, holy fuck, these guys are great. They're about as good as Sadistic Intent. God damn it! Went home, put the album on. I did not like it. I was bored fucking stiff. So, full disclosure, I'm not saying Frozen Soul is great yet. I'm saying I enjoyed them live. When I put them on album, it's possible it's stale as fuck, boring as fuck, nothing there, one ear out the goddamn other. That is possible. But I'm just saying, as far as right now, it has higher hopes because I did hear the songs live and I enjoyed it. So we will see. And it is on my to-do list agenda to fucking to listen to the goddamn Frozen Soul. But all the bands you mentioned, Sanguizio Bog and shit. I mean, I thought it was all okay. 200 stab wounds. I checked it out. Didn't need it. Thought it was okay though. I put it on. I'm like, this is. I mean, I don't know why everybody's up and roars about them. I was like, it's respectable stuff. I was like, I don't know why it's blowing up. I have no idea. There's better bands. I was like, I don't get that, but I mean, kudos to them. Gate Creeper. I was like, oh great, another Swedish death metal band we don't need. Great. Well, they're not from Sweden, J Dog. I'm just saying it. There's a Swedish death metal sound, and there's 2 million bands that sound like that. But as respectable metal, I just thought, I don't know, thought Entrails was way fucking better, and damn sure don't hold a goddamn candle to fucking Dismember, the first Unleashed Down, the first two Graves, the Tomb Left Hand Path, Carnage Dark Recollections. I mean, it's not even close to that. So I'm just kind of like, I put it on, it's okay. I was like, what do I fucking need this for? Kind of like that. But I mean, none of those bands do I think suck, and I have no problem with any of those fucking bands. And they're the current bands of the time. You know what I mean? I'm going to stick with my oldies though. And, as bands come along, newer ones that really, really hit me, AKA fucking Pharmacist, that's who I pick up. That's who I buy. That's who I archive. That's just me personally. You want to do the same? You do the same. Comments, questions, concerns? You know what to do. Put in the comments box. Get an answer right in the morning. Later, goddammit.